All right. How you doing, people? Good evening to everyone. Good afternoon, good morning from wherever you're watching me live from. Wherever you're streaming live from, I want to say welcome, welcome, welcome. This is Danny David's Leadership. Dining David's Leadership. All right. And all we do at Dining David's Leadership is we lead, we create, and we transform. We lead, we create, and we transform. Right. The vision is to birth top tiers global action figures. That is the vision. That is the vision. I want to say welcome once again to the platform. Thanks so much for taking your time to be part of what I'm doing today. And I want to encourage your heart. In case you haven't watched any of my videos, please go back and get those videos watched. They are true blessings. They are source of inspiration. They are source of motivation. So get those videos watched for yourself. It's very important you do so. Get those videos watched for yourself. And don't watch alone. Invite a friend, invite a colleague. Make sure you are not just only the person exploring the content. All right. Make sure you also be a blessing, all right, to someone. Make sure you share. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and make sure you click on the notification bell. All right. So if you have been following me or watching my videos over time, there is something we do, there is something we are used to, which is leadership. Everything we do on this platform is all about leadership. That's the focus. That's the goal. That is the agenda. It is all about leadership. We are not going to shift our focus for any reason. We are not going to shift our focus for any reason. As a matter of fact, what defines a great leader is their commitment to service. Let me say this again. What defines a great leader is their commitment to service. What defines a great leader is their commitment to purpose. What defines a great leader is their commitment to the vision ahead of them, is their commitment to the idea God has dropped in their hearts. What defines a great leader is clear sense of vision, clear sense of mission, clear sense of purpose. So you are not here tonight or today by accident. You are here because it is meant to be. You are here because you've been counted to witness what is going to be happening on this platform. So you are here tonight. It's not by accident, all right? It's been planned that a day like this is going to come, and the day is here. All right. Thank you so much for joining me once again. And what do we have today? Let's just, you know, go straight into what we have today. All right. So, what are we talking about today? We are talking about the mind of a leader. The mind of a leader. There is no way we're going to talk about leadership without talking about the mind of a leader, how a leader think, right? There's no way we're going to talk about leadership without talking about what a leader carries. There's no way we're going to talk about a leader without talking about the way a leader thinks. So tonight we're going to be exploring the mind of a leader. Understand that the scariest part of leadership is not dealing with the difficult people, but it is your refusal of responsibility. Let me read this again. The scariest part of leadership is not dealing with the difficult people. It is actually the refusal of responsibility. All right. So the best leaders don't give up on their vision. You can't say you have a vision as a leader and you give up on the vision. It's impossible. Maybe what you have is just a personal dream, a mere dream. But you can't say you can't call yourself a person of vision, and giving up is not a goal. You cannot give up on the vision of God upon your life. You cannot give up on the assignment. You cannot give up on that mission. It's impossible. So we're going to be exploring the mind of leader tonight. The mind of a leader. The mind of a leader. Now, let's read the book of Matthew chapter 11, verse 28 to 30. Matthew 11, verse 28 to 30 says, "Come unto me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest." Now, this was Jesus. Now, this is Jesus talking to us, right? "Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your soul. You will find rest for your soul. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light. He says, my yoke is easy and my burden is light. Now, what does Matthew 11, verse 28 to 30 got to do with the mind of a leader tonight? It is actually the way a leader thinks. This is the way a good leader thinks. He says, come unto me, all you who are weary and burdened. Come unto me, all of you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. It is a responsibility of every single leader, right, to learn how to give rest. It is a responsibility, it's part of the assignment of every single leader to learn how to give rest. Verse 29 says, take my yoke upon you and learn from me. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me. The question I have for you tonight is this: what exactly are people learning from you? What exactly are they learning from you? What exactly are they gaining from you? What exactly are they drawing from you? So, as a leader, if people are not learning from you, if people are not gaining from you, if people are not drawing from you, then you have to question your position of leadership. You have to question your position of leadership. All right. Now, if you read through the book of Romans, chapter 12, verse 2 says, I'm going to be reading from verse 1, right? From verse 1 to verse 2. It says, therefore, I urge you, brothers and sisters, even, it says, brothers and sisters, giving God's mercy, offer your bodies as a living sacrifice, holy and pleasing to God. This is your true and proper worship. Anytime I come across the scripture, something, I got to understand that purity is a form of worship to God. Purity is a form of worship to God. Verse 2 says, do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. Then you will be able to test and approve what God's will is good, pleasing, and perfect will. Now, there are three things, the Bible I outline here for us. It says the will of God is good, the will of God is pleasing, and the will of God is perfect. The will of God is good, the will of God is pleasing, and the will of God is perfect. So I've got to understand as a leader, right, that if you really want to lead people, you want to transform people, your mind has to be renewed. He says, do not be conformed to the pattern of this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. By the renewing of your mind. How exactly do you want to lead people if your mind is not renewed? How exactly do you want to teach people if your mind is not renewed? How exactly do you want to counsel people if your mind is not renewed? How exactly do you want to guide people if your mind is not renewed? So the reason why people are coming to you for counseling is because you have a renewed mind. They know as they come to you, you have the solution at hand. They know as they are coming to you, they are not going back the same way they came. They are not going back the same way they came. So he says, do not be conformed to the pattern of this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. So understand that the word renewing is a continuous tense, is in continuous tense. Renewing of the mind. So it is something you need to keep working on a daily basis. You have to keep working to renew the mind every single day. Every single day, you must learn how to renew the mind. And it says, the will of God is good, the will of God is pleasing, and the will of God is perfect. Because a renewed mind is a transforming life. A renewed mind is a transforming life. The better you get as a leader, the better your leadership assignment. And for you to get better as a leader, you must learn how to renew your mind. That is, I think that's the first agenda of every single leader. That's the first agenda of every single leader. The capacity to stretch beyond normal, the capacity to see beyond what people are saying, the capacity to believe beyond human imagination. So you must learn how to work on the mind. You must learn how to renew the mind. Because if your mind is not renewed, there is no way you're going to lead people effectively as a leader. So the reason why people are depending on you is because they know you have the capacity to train them. The reason why people are depending on you is because they know you have the capacity to train them, to teach them, to guide them, to instruct them, and to lead them properly. So if your mind is not renewed, your leadership journey will surely be faulty. So in case you don't want that to happen to you, you have to work on the renewing of the mind as a leader. You must work on the renewing of the mind because the mind is important. I remember when I got born again as a Christian, a few days after I got born again, um, I got a deep revelation from God. God told me, said, David, if I really want to transform you, it is not first by giving you money. If I really want to transform you, now when I use the word, it's not first by giving me money. I mean, God is basically trying to tell me that my focus shouldn't be on money for now. My prayer point shouldn't be on money for now. He says, if I really want to transform you, I would have to work on your mind. I knew it. I knew it. I was dealing with a whole lot of baggages. I was dealing with past trauma. I knew. I knew my mind has to be renewed if I really want to be a blessing to people. God sees the intensity, the intentionality in me. God sees that, hey, guy, you're actually going to spread beyond human imagination. So for this to happen, your mind has to be renewed. Your mind has to be renewed. So do not conform yourself to the pattern of this world, right? But be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. So if a leader's mind is not renewed, there is no way it's going to lead people effectively. There is no way it's going to lead people amazingly. There is no way a leader is going to lead people to the best place they are born to be. So if you really want to make people shift from their point A to their point B, your mind must be renewed as a leader. Now let's read Matthew chapter 7, verse 3 to 5 says, why do you look at the speck of sawdust in your brother's eye and pay no attention to the plank in your eye? This powerful. This powerful. See, we're going to be exploring the mind of a leader tonight. And if you are a leader, this particular session is for you. If you are a mentor to a mentee, this particular session is for you. You lead in an organization, this particular session is for you. You lead you lead some set of people, this particular session is for you. Why do you look at the speck of sawdust in your brother's eye and pay no attention to the plank in your eye? Verse 4 says, how can you say to your brother, let me take the speck out of your eye, when all the time there is a plank in your own eye? Verse 5, you hypocrites, first take the plank out of your eye, and then you will see clearly to remove the speck from your brother's eye. See, I tell people, the fact that you are leading people doesn't mean you shouldn't focus on yourself. The fact that you are leading people doesn't mean you shouldn't pay attention to yourself. The fact that you are leading people or you are so carried away with the vision in mind, with the ideas in mind, doesn't mean you shouldn't focus on your personal growth as a leader. And that's what the book of Matthew chapter 7, verse 3 to 5 is telling us here. Before I plan of removing the plank in your eye, I should first assist myself by removing the plank in my own eye so I can clearly see to remove the plank in your eye. Don't forget, we are talking about the mind of a leader. The mind of a leader. How a leader thinks. How a leader thinks. All right? So, understand that leaders don't wait for opportunities, they create opportunities. Leaders do not wait for opportunities, they do what? They create opportunities. Leaders don't wait for things to happen, rather, they make things happen. As a leader, You don't have to sit down there and wait things come at you. You have to get up and do what you've got to do. You have to get up and do what you are led to do. There is a God within every leader. There is a God within every leader. The reason why your God is alive is because there is vision in place. Because in the absence of vision, there is no God. There won't be ability and capacity to dare things, to dare new things. There won't be capacity and ability to try out new things. So leaders don't wait for things to happen. Leaders make things happen. Leaders are change makers. So if you really want to be a change maker, right, you must learn how to renew your mind. It's a continuous journey. It's a continuous journey. Learn how to renew your mind on a daily basis. Learn how to renew your mind on a daily basis. A leader who is truly inspired to see people grow must first change his mindset. A leader who is truly inspired to see people grow must first change his mindset. Changing the way a leader thinks about himself and how he sees people. You have to change the way you see yourself because that really translates or automatically translates how you see people. If you see yourself that you are the best, then so be it for you. You are the best. If you say that you are doing great, so be it for you. You are doing great. No matter how little, no matter how little. As a matter of fact, I don't see anything as a little effort. As long as you put in the work, as long as what you are doing is taking your time, as long as what you are doing is taking energy from you, that is effort. There is nothing like a little effort when it comes to leadership. There is nothing like a little effort when it comes to leadership. As long as whatever it is you are doing is taking your time, taking your energy, no, that is not a simple or easy effort. That is not a little effort. It takes a lot to be committed to a thing. It takes a well balanced mind to be committed to a thing. All right. So, a leader who is truly inspired to see the best in people must first work on his mind. So, the greatest investment of a leader is the mindset. The greatest investment of a leader is the mindset. If there is anything a leader should invest more in, it has to be the mind. If there is anything you really want to invest more in as a leader, it has to be the mind. Invest in your mind, invest in your spirit, invest in your emotions as a leader. So nothing impacts your life more negatively or positively than the way you think. Now, we are now getting to the mind of a leader. The mind of a leader. Nothing impacts your life more negatively or positively than the way you think. All right. Nothing impacts your life negatively or positively than the way you think. Now, let us talk about what defines a leader. There are certain things that defines who a leader is. So, what are these things? What are these things? What truly defines a leader? What truly defines a leader? Understand that you don't meet a leader where you left them. And the reason is that every leading leader is either encouraged by vision, by purpose, and by burden. So you don't meet a leader where you left them because they always want to strive more. They want to do more. They want to accomplish more. So you don't meet a leader where you left them. If you left a leader here, maybe you go somewhere. Before you come back, it's no longer there. Because vision is what drives a leader. Vision is what drives a leader. So the first point we are looking at tonight, right? What defines a leader is that the desire to better self. The desire to better self is the first thing that drives a leader into action. They want to become a better person. They want to do better. They want to lead better. So how are they going to accomplish this without having to work on themselves? How are they going to get to the place God has designed for them without having to work on themselves? How are they even going to successfully lead people without having to work on themselves? So the desire to better self is one way to know what defines a leader. Because what moves a leader is the burden of vision. The burden of vision is what actually moves a leader. Now don't forget the book of Romans 12:2 that says, "Do not conform yourself to the pattern of this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of the mind." What moves the world around us is fear. What moves the world around us is fear. What is moving people out there today is fear. Some actually might assume they are doing something based on boldness, they are being courageous at doing certain things. But it is not about being courageous about what you are doing. The question is, how many people are being inspired by what you do? It is not about talking and talking and talking. The question is, how many people are being motivated by what you say? By what you say. Your ability to communicate effectively towards leading people is the greatest beauty. Your ability to communicate towards leading people is the greatest beauty. It is not just by talking, it is basically by people understanding what you're saying and you transforming them to be a better person, moving them from their point A to their point B. All right. A great mind makes a great leader. A great leader makes a great servant, and a great servant makes a better town. Don't forget this. This is not logic. This is not logic. A great mind makes a great leader. A great leader makes a great servant, and a great servant makes a better town. Learn to better yourself to lead others better. A renewing mind is a transforming life. A renewing mind is a transforming life. The better you get as a leader, the better your leadership assignment. All right. The better you get as a leader, the better your leadership assignment. So you need to understand that your mind is the greatest asset as a leader. There's no way you're gonna go today, even based on the way you appear, based on your appearance, the way you talk, is as a definition of how solid your mind is, or how solid your mind has become over the years. So your mind is one of the greatest investments as a leader. You must learn to work on your mind. Number two is learning to understand self. Is one way to know who a leader is. They learn to understand themselves. Who am I? All right. Understanding yourself talks about five major things in leadership. Understanding yourself talks about five major things in leadership. You cannot lead people effectively in the absence of self. You cannot lead people effectively in the absence of self. You can't say you want to lead people and you have no idea of who you are. It's impossible. It's never done that way. You can't say you want to be an inspiration to your world, right, without having. Sorry, I'm trying not to make this thing show on the screen. So okay, I'll put it here. Okay, all right. So you can't say you want to lead people in the absence of self. You must be present with self. You must be self-aware. You must be self-aware. How do you get the exact vision if you're absent from self? Now, just tell me, how do you get the exact vision if you are absent from self? How do you lead people properly if you are absent from self? So, you must be present with yourself if you really want to lead people effectively as a leader. All right. So, you cannot lead people effectively in the absence of self. A leader must stay alive to live to lead. Now, this is another powerful point you need to put in mind. Don't forget, we are exploring the mind of a leader. The mind of a leader. Understand that a leader must stay alive to live to lead. All that I don't know if you have a pen or a paper with you there, you can just write it down now. It's very important. A leader must stay alive to live to lead. A leader must stay alive to live to associate. A leader must stay alive to live to guide others. A leader must stay alive to live to be followed. A leader must stay alive to live to be understood. Do you get what I just said? Should I repeat it again? Okay. Are you ready? A leader must stay alive to live to lead. So every great leaders, they stay alive to live to lead because it takes living to lead people. It takes you living to lead people. A leader must stay alive to live to associate. If you really want to associate better with people, you want to become better with people, you must learn how to live to self. Learn how to live for purpose. Learn how to live with your calling. Learn how to live with your assignments. So a leader must learn how to live to associate. A leader must learn how to live to guide others. A leader, you must learn, as a leader, you must learn how to live to guide others. A leader must learn how to live to be followed. You see, you must learn how to live your life to be followed. Because people really want to replicate your character, your attitude, your boldness. It is not easy. It's the reason why you see people say, I want to be like you. Why do you think they say they want to be like you? I want to be like you. How do you do it? How do you do it? So as a leader, you must learn how to live live to be followed. A leader must stay alive to live to be understood. You need to live to stay alive to be understood. All right. Now, when we talk about learning to understand self in leadership, there are six major things that defines how a leader is well understood. Number one is your who. Your who. Now, who are you? That's the question. Who are you? See, saying you want to lead people or calling yourself a leader is not enough. Leading people, now, I'm going to break this point down. Leading people is not enough. Understanding you is what matters. Understanding you is what matters. So I've seen people who are so desperate about leadership, but they have no idea of who they are. There is no clear sense of self-identity, and they struggle in their leadership assignments. They struggle at leading people because they've not truly mastered what it means to be self. They've not truly they've not truly mastered what it means to be alive. Leadership is not just about the title, it's about living to understanding self. How much or how well do you understand you? That's the question I'm throwing at you tonight. How well do you understand you? It is not the it is not the number of people you are leading that matters, my dear. It is actually by you understanding you, by you understanding you. So number one is your who. Who are you? Understand your purpose, your calling, your mandate, and your burden. Centers around your who, your calling, your purpose, your mandate, your burden. Your vision centers around your who. Who am I? What am I called to do? Who am I born to be? So before you ever think of leading people, you must come into realization of self. You cannot lead people better if you don't come to the realization of self. So coming to the realization of self is the real beauty in leadership. Coming to the realization of self is the real motivation in leadership. Coming to the true realization of self is what gives you the boldness, the confidence to lead people. That's what truly inspires your world. So understand it is not really about the title. It is not really about the number of people you are leading. It is not really about the countries you want to go to. It's not really about the institutions you want to go to. It is not really about the people you want to speak to, or you want to talk to, or you want to address. How well do you understand your calling? How well do you understand your purpose? How well do you understand your assignment? So your who is very important when it comes to exploring the mind of a leader. Number two, your why. Your why. Your why really maybe might be a question based on your actions, right? Might be a question based on anything about your life. What am I, for instance? What am I called to do, for instance? Your what is very important. The first one is your who, which centers around your calling, your vision, your passion, your purpose, right? Your burden, your goals, your pursuit in life. And the second point is your why. Your why. Maybe you are questioning your actions and whatever it is. Why am I here? Why do I do what I do? Why am I inspired by thing? Why am I inspired by video? So as a leader, you must learn how to question things. It is still questioning things is not a sin. You must learn how to question things as a leader. Because the more questioning you give to a thing, the more answers you get. The more you question a thing, the more answer you get. So questioning is not a sin. Questioning is part of the developmental growth of a leader. Number three, your where. Your where comes with a questioning of your environment. Your where comes with a questioning of what of your environment. Where am I? Where am I born to serve? Where am I called to? So you must question your where. See, I tell people, especially whenever I'm having a session, right? I tell people, I said, see, it is not about doing many things. It is not about doing things to impress people. It is about getting the right things done. Whether you like it, they don't like you, that's part of the pain of leadership. Whether you do it and they don't want to follow you anymore, that's part of the pain of leadership. God did not call you to please men. God anointed you, crowned you the leadership position so you could guide and lead his people. The goal of leadership, I'm saying this again, the goal of leadership is not to get yourself involved in so many things. That's a lot of distractions already. Get your mind, just get your mind fixed on a particular vision or goal. And whatever comes around, right, falls under the umbrella of the vision God has given to you, falls under the umbrella of the project, of the assignments God has placed in your heart. So, being a leader is not about doing so many things. Being a leader is basically understanding self. It's basically understanding self. Number four is your when. Number four is your when. Your when is your ability to know when to start. So your when is your ability to know when to start. So I mean, it's you need to understand the code of time and seasons. That's what your when is talking about. Your when. When am I gonna get this done? When am I gonna get this done? So your when is your ability to know when to start and when not to start. Your when, right, is talking about timing. As a leader, you must understand the code of signs and timing, the code of signs and seasons. You have to be discerning enough to know when to start a project. You must be discerning enough as to know the reason why you are leading this set of people. It's very important you do so. So the number five is your cans and don'ts. Your cans and don'ts. Your sense of cans and don'ts is discovering the things you are capable of doing and the things you know that are utmost beyond your strength as a leader. It's the reason why I said as a leader, you don't get yourself involved in everything. You don't do things just because people are doing it or people are doing them. You don't get yourself involved into things because, right, because what people, maybe for instance, what your friend is doing inspires your friend a lot. And you think if you jump at it, it's actually going to inspire you. That is not the goal of leadership. That is not the goal of leadership. So your cans and don'ts simply talks about your sense of it talks about the ability to discover what you are capable of doing and what you are not capable of doing. Something utmost beyond your ability and strength as a leader. Number six, your what? Your what? Your sense of what is your ability to being able to question things. Questioning is not a sin, like I said at first, right? Questioning is not a sin. One of the reasons why most leaders aren't topping up in their game of leadership is that they are lazy to question things. And you think if you question this particular thing, or if you question why one of your followers do this kind of thing, you think they won't like you anymore, or they are going to quit working at your organization, right? Or they're actually going to turn their back against you. No, no. Confidence is part of what makes a great leader. Confidence is part of what makes a great leader. So when your people are not doing what is right, you correct them. You don't judge them, you correct them. When they are doing what is not right, you don't manipulate them, you teach, you instruct them. These are what makes a great leader. Your what? Learn to question more things. What is this? What are they doing? Why are they doing this? What what are they benefiting from this? What's their gain? Question a lot of things as a leader. You must learn how to question things. All right. Question what you hear from people. Question your thoughts. Question your reasoning. All right. Question your thoughts. Question your reasoning. Question your ways. Question your actions. You want to work on a project. Question why the project is needful. I bet you will get answers to these things. All right. You will get answers to these things. Number three, what really makes a leader, right? What defines a leader? Number three, focus and drive makes a great leader. Focus and drive makes a great leader. Leaders are focused, leaders are focus driven individuals. Leaders are focus driven individuals. Leaders are influenced by a clear sense of vision. Leaders are influenced by a clear sense of vision. Focus on a particular goal keeps you grounded as a leader. Your focus on a particular goal or on a particular vision keeps you grounded as a leader. Focus and drive in leadership are the new normal. You must be passionate enough about what you do. What drives the passion within you is your clear sense of vision. What drives the passion to do more within you is your clear sense of goal, your clear sense of self. So, focus and drive in leadership are the new normal. You must be passionate enough about what you do that even when you get out there, you are bold enough to defend the things you do. You are bold enough to tell people this is what you are committed to. It's not you getting there and being scared to tell people this is what you do. What do you do? What are you committed to? What drives you? What's your inspiration? And don't forget, a great leader doesn't seek external motivation or inspiration to get something done. Your vision is enough inspiration to guide you. Is the reason why you have a clear sense of vision. The reason why you have a clear sense of vision is so you can get inspired when people are not inspiring you. Is so you can maintain your ground even when people seem to scatter abroad. Your vision keeps you alive as a leader. Your vision interprets the meaning of what you do to you. So if you really want to stay grounded as a leader, you must be passionate about the things you do. You must be passionate about the vision. You must be passionate about your purpose. You must be passionate about your calling. Be passionate about your calling. Number 4, commitment and effort to service makes a great leader. Commitment and effort to service is part of what really makes or define who a leader is. As a leader, commitment to service changes your life for good because as a leader, what is good for you is beneficial to others. It is what you have that you give. You don't give what you don't have. Commitment and effort to service is what makes a great leader. So when you are committed to a particular service, you are committed to your calling. That's what makes you a genuine leader. Part of what makes a great leader is their commitment to what they do. And the more you stay committed to the things you know how to do best, the better you get. The better you get. And that's how you enter into the field of mastery. That's how you enter into the field of mastery. You want to gain mastery in what you do as a leader, you must stay committed to it. Give into service. Give into service. You must learn how to give into service, right? I tell people all the time that it is not really by doing so many things. I said it earlier. It is not really by doing so many things. It is by being committed to a particular thing, to a particular goal, to a particular agenda, to a particular vision at a time. So your heart of commitment is an honor towards God. Your heart of commitment as a leader is a sign of honor to God. Your heart of service and effort towards God is a sign of humility to God. So if you really want God to partner more with you as a leader, be committed to the things He has commissioned in your hands. Be committed to the plans and the visions and the purposes of God upon your life. That is how you get God into partnering with you. And that is how God entrusts you with more things, with visions, with projects, with ideas. Because God has seen your guts already. He knows you are ready for this and you are willing to take on the leadership duty and assignment to get every other person to their divine destination. So, great leaders are those who are committed to their work, loyal to their calling, submissive to their purpose, and encouraged by their vision. Great leaders are those who are committed to their work, loyal to their calling, submissive to their purpose, and encouraged by their vision. I can tell you for a fact that what truly encourages leaders is their vision. Vision is what encourages leaders. They have a clear sense of self, number one. They have a clear sense of vision, number two. Because when you have a clear sense of vision, direction will be easy. It will be easy for you to direct people because why? You have a clear sense of vision. And because you have a clear sense of vision, it will be easy for you to walk on the path. No matter what comes your way, you know you are doing the right thing. And this is where you are headed. You have a picture of where you are going. That's what they call clear sense of vision. That's what we call clear sense of vision. You are so sure about this. This is where you are headed. That is where you are going. No matter what comes your way, you head on. No matter what happens to you along the journey, you head on. That's what makes you a great leader. That's what makes you distinct from every other person. because you have a clear sense of vision. Even when people are talking down on you, you head on. Even when you fall and they are mocking you, you head on. You head on. The journey to leadership is not easy, but as long as you have a clear sense of vision and what God has called you to do, and you are committed towards that thing, trust me, you will surely get there. So, great leaders are those who are committed to their work, loyal to their calling, submissive to their purpose, and encouraged by vision. Leaders who are committed to service are those who produce results. Leaders who are committed to service are those who produce results. If you really want to produce results as a leader, you must learn how to stay committed to service. You must learn how to stay committed to service. The proof of commitment in leadership is the accuracy of vision. Without vision, there won't be commitment. The reason why you are committed to that particular goal is because you have a clear sense of vision. The proof of relevance is the accuracy of vision. You want to be relevant as a leader, get a clear sense of vision. You want to be known by people, get a clear sense of vision. Understand what you are called to do. Understand the reason why you were born. Get a clear sense of self. When you have a clear sense of vision, it makes it easy for you to lead others, right? And it makes it easy for you to give a clear sense of direction. Is it a leader who is not really sure about himself want to lead people? It's impossible. It doesn't work like that. If you study the story of Jesus, Jesus had to stay away for 40 days and 40 nights. What was he doing? What do you think Jesus was doing? He was studying self. He was studying self. He made sure he understood his spirit. He made sure he understood self. Beyond that, he stayed committed and connected to God. Lord, who am I? What am I born to do? 40 days and 40 nights. The journey of 40 days and 40 nights resulted to Jesus knowing what he was born to do. You see him goes to the temple, preach the word, give the word. People mock him. People want to beat him up, but he never quits. Quitting doesn't make a leader. Perseverance, persistence, persistency, perseverance is what makes a leader. Courage, boldness, faith is what makes a leader. Quitting doesn't make a leader. You know, in one of John C. Maxwell book, he said, "A leader is he who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way." A leader is he who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. So if you really want to show others the way, you must first test the way yourself. Test the way yourself. I remember growing up in Africa. When I was a very little boy, and maybe for instance, we want to bath with warm water or hot water, as they say, what my mom would do is to first dip her hand in it to be sure the water is not really hot for me to use, right? So, as a leader, you need to first test it before you advise others to give in or to follow you. It's very important. All right. And number five is words. Word makes a leader. Words makes a leader. Understand? Okay, let's read the book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 34. Okay, I think we're going to skip that for now. All right. Okay, let's read it. Matthew 12. Matthew chapter 12, verse 34. Let's read it. I was thinking of skipping that before, and I'm like, okay, let's just go ahead and do it. Now it says, "How can you speak good when you are evil? For out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. The good person out of his good treasure brings forth good, and the evil person out of his evil treasure brings forth evil things. It says, how can you speak good when you are evil? So which automatically means an evil person will never pronounce good things into your life because already their heart is decayed. All they think is rottenness. Are you following me? All they think is rottenness. For out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. The good person out of the good treasure brings forth good, and the evil person out of his evil treasure brings forth evil. Understand that in the journey of leadership, your word is as important as your character. You don't just go to every place and open your mouth to talk or to say something just to be heard. No, that is not the goal of leadership. Understand that in the journey of leadership, your word is as important as your character. Your words can easily be measured by the quality of your thinking. It's something you need to understand. Your word can easily be measured by the quality of your thinking. Your words are as effective and can change the trajectory of your life or the life of others. It's the reason why when a person encourages you to get something done, how do you feel? You feel inspired because you have been encouraged by someone. But when a person talks you down, how do you feel? I don't care how powerful you are mentally. If five people talk you down, you will feel it. So words are powerful. As a leader, how do you use the words in your heart? How do you say these things? It's very important because how you say those words and the way you say it are also important. You don't just open your mouth to talk. No wonder the Bible says in the book of Proverbs. I think we're still going to read the scripture. It says, even when a fool is quiet, people consider him wise. As a leader, we don't have to open our mouth to say something all the time. Do you get? When it is necessary, talk. When it's not necessary, keep quiet. Because even a fool is considered wise when he's quiet. When he's quiet. Now, words have two symbolic meanings. Your words have two symbolic meanings. And I'm going to be reading this to you all. I'm going to be, I will explain more on this as well. Word is a symbol of darkness and light. Woo! Do you pick that? Word is a symbol of darkness and light. Word is a symbol of hope and despair. Your word, the words that comes out of your mouth, is a symbol of hope and despair. Anytime you feel discouraged, don't talk down on yourself because anything you say, you release into the atmosphere. You release them into the atmosphere. It is better to think it than saying it out. If you are thinking it, fine, because you can still change it as time goes on. But as long as you are saying it out, as a matter of fact, no wonder the Bible says, from the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. So automatically, you shouldn't even think about anything negative in the first place, because that is what your heart produces. A negative mind produces negative results. A positive mind produces a positive result. So if you want to produce positive results as a leader, you have to think positively. So word is a symbol of hope and despair. Word is a symbol of fear and faith. The things you say to yourself are as effective as your character or your attitude as a leader. Don't you know? Don't you know? Woo! I'm enjoying this already, man. I'm enjoying this already. All right. Your word is a symbol of fear and faith. Don't speak fear into yourself, or don't speak fear to yourself. Correct me, pardon. Don't speak fear to yourself. So, Word is a symbol of fear and faith. Word is a symbol of life and death. The words you say to yourself is a symbol of life and death. Word is a symbol of authority, authenticity, and power. So if you read the book of Proverbs chapter 18, verse 22, says, death and life are in the power of the tongue, and those who love it and indulged in it will eat its fruit and bear the consequences of their words. And bear the consequences of their words. So every single words you say, there is always a return. There is always a return. For every single positive words you confess, there is always a return. For every negative words you confess, there is always a return. So death and life is at the power of the tongue, and those who love it and indulge in it will eat its fruit and bear the consequences of their words. So word is a symbol of wisdom and foolishness. Word is a symbol of weakness and strength. Word is a symbol of meaning, usefulness, and foolishness. That is, your word adjusts as a result of your level of thinking. Your words are judged or measured by the quality of your thinking. Are judged or measured by the quality of your thinking. By the quality of your thinking. Proverbs 17:27 to 28 says, the one who knows uses words with restraint, and whoever has understanding is even tempered. Verse 28 says, even fools are thought wise if they keep silent, and they are discerning if they hold their tongues. You become more discerning when you hold your tongues, when you hold your tongue. Fools are considered wise when they keep silent. It is not every time you have to talk. There are times you need to keep your words to yourself. It is not every time you have to prove to people you have a point to raise. There are times you need to keep your words to yourself. As a leader, you don't go around proving points to people. Do you get it? You don't go around proving points to people. You don't go around proving points to people. So don't forget, it is very important. You know thyself. You have a clear sense of vision. You have a clear sense of your mandate. You have a clear sense of purpose. You have a clear sense of direction as a leader. If you really want to lead people effectively, globally, and power and amazingly, you need to come to the realization of self for you to empower people. You need to come to the realization of self for you to equip people. You need to come to the realization of self for you to powerfully encourage people. You need to come to the realization of self if you really want to lead people effectively and globally. Self is important in the journey of a leader or in the journey of leadership. Discovering self is highly important and highly imperative. All right. So we've come to the end of tonight's session. All right. I mean, I sound a little bit serious, right? I mean, it's just the passion, you know, there's a way I feel about this, right? I think people really need to get it right. That leadership is not just about the title, it is actually about self, It is actually about having a clear sense of vision, purpose, having a clear sense of your mission on earth, having a clear sense of whatever it is you've been called to do. Because when you have a clear sense of vision, you will be able to direct and lead people effectively. So leaders are naturally vision oriented. What drives them to do more is the clear sense of vision in mind. So when you see them doing great things, it's actually a clear sense of vision. It's their clear sense of vision. They come out boldly to do things. It's their clear sense of vision. All right. So thank you so much for spending time with me tonight. I really appreciate and I don't take your time for granted. I really want to encourage you once again. If you haven't listened or watched any of our previous live session videos on YouTube, please go back and get those videos watched for yourself. My name is Daini David, and I will come your way some other time. Sign out. Be good. I'm out.